Hello everyone, welcome back to the Riverwood Aquatics YouTube channel. We're continuing our series today of the aquarium setups that we're going to do here in the shop. We've been putting up some new displays to help with inspiration and to hopefully explore the different kinds of aquariums you can set up and have them still look beautiful and natural. Today we're sort of continuing that theme but doing something slightly different. It's a sort of niche of the hobby that I've not really explored too much myself, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve for me, and I'm excited to see how this aquarium develops. So mostly at Riverwood Aquatics we specialise in planted aquariums, often high tech with CO2, bright lighting, that kind of thing. But today we're doing something different. We're doing a Blackwater Biotope style aquarium. So we're going to be looking at some nice wood, we're going to be looking at leaf litter, some broken twigs, seed pods, that kind of thing. So we're aiming to replicate how a natural habitat or environment would be in the wild. So I'm thinking we're going to be adding harlequin rasboras to this tank. Really nice little tiny goldfish with a little the black triangle at the back. Really pretty fish, a shoaling species, and they come from Southeast Asia, sort of Malaysia, Singapore kind of area where they live in flowing streams that run through woodland jungles. So there's going to be lots of leaf litter, humic acids in the water, so softer water. So yeah, we're excited to do that. We're going to have some plants in there, but not many. We're just going to go for cryptocorini species. So they're going to be coming from the same sort of region as the harlequin rasbora. They don't require too high light and they're easy to grow. So what tank are we using? We're going to be using the Superfish Scaper 60. This is a 50 centimetre tank, 60 litres, 50 by 35 by 35. Really nice dimensions, and it comes as a set. We're going to be modifying it slightly today, but we're going to use the same tank and the same light that comes in the sets, because it's a really nice light and the tank is amazing quality. So that's the talking. Let's get started on the scaping. This is the fun bit. Okay, so here's the tank. Like I said, it's 50 by 35 by 35, 60 litre aquarium, opti-white glass, minimal silicone. Really nice minimalist light, perfectly bright enough to go, easy, medium, even some difficult to grow plants. But yeah, this is a really nice aquarium and it's going to look superb. So because we're going for a Blackwater Biotope style, and I want to try and replicate the edge of that river that's flowing through the jungle. So we're going to have, I'm imagining tree roots coming down, we're going to have roots in the water where trees have sort of come through the riverbank to get the water from the river. We're going to have twigs. We may have a couple of little stones in there. But yeah, I really want to create that kind of riverbank feel to the scape. So I've been out into our polytunnel out here, which houses all of our hardscape. We've got all different sizes, shapes, pretty much any hardscape you can think of. Hopefully we've got it. And I found this piece, which is big. So this is a big bit of bogwood, sort of the classic bogwood. It's got these two large sort of trunks, I suppose, sticking up out the top, and we've got this nice sort of log piece at the bottom. I've already tried it in there and I know it fits. So let's pop it in there now and try and fit it in how I had it before. So we'll take the light off. So it kind of went in at an angle like this. There. So hopefully you can see we've got some nice dramatic wood coming out the top here, and it's going to form our kind of tree trunk growing into a riverbank kind of effect. With the thick root or maybe a fallen log here, we've got a bit of extra interest here. And we've got a nice open swimming area at the front. But this back area here, I want to try and add some detail here. So I've also brought in some pieces of dark Moor root. So this is like red Moor. It's kind of a darker colour. It's actually really nice, and supposedly doesn't grow the sort of white fungus that you can get on red Moor initially when you put it into a tank. So this should be quite good. Let's take the price tag off here. So let's place this. I'm just using it to fill in the back because we're not going to have many stem plants in here. Although I may add some. We shall see. Some like kabomba or something like that might work really nice. But for now, we're going to try and fill this back area with some of these lovely roots, just to give it a bit more of a wild feel, more cover for the fish, because we're trying to replicate that natural environment, make them feel as secure as possible, and hopefully that will make their colours show much more, and we'll have a much more healthy fish. So I want that to come down a bit more so it's fully in the tank, and that wedges in quite nicely there. You see the sort of flow coming out from the back there, just to add a little bit of extra detail. So we're doing a Blackwater Biotope, but we're still keeping in mind this sort of aquascaper's eye. We still want everything to flow nicely and to be pleasing, like almost like a picture lined up and framed in there. So we've got this bit of wood taken up 1/3. We've got these taken up 2/3. We've got this log coming along pretty much 2/3, maybe a bit more into the front here. So that's the hardscape, really simple. This bit of wood may float, I'm hoping it doesn't, but if it does, I'm going to put a rock just on the top here, and that's going to hold it down until it's waterlogged. This piece of wood has been outside in the weather, so it's been soaked and dried and soaked and dried lots and lots of times, so we might not get too much tannins out of this. Although tannins, I do want tannins in this tank, because it's a sort of a Blackwater tank, but I don't want it really dark. We still want to be able to see the fish and see the plants. So I'm hoping that it won't release too many tannins. Okay, so that's the main sort of backbone of the hardscape. So now we're going to look at the substrate. I'll bring you in a bit closer for that. Okay, here's a little closer look at the hardscape, and I'm going to talk about the substrate that we're going to use. Just briefly, we're going to use a layer of silver sand. In the rivers, you'll get like a silty, sandy layer at the bottom, which will be covered in twigs and leaves and seed pods, whatever falls in from the canopy above or the bank at the side. So we're going to start off a nice thinnish layer of silver sand, just to give it that authentic feel, and then we'll start building on the botanicals. Okay, the sand is in. So we've gone through a nice thin layer at the front, and then we've sort of mounded it towards the back. Where we're going to be planting the crypts is going to be a bit deeper. So just in front of the piece of wood there, we've made the sand a bit deeper to allow for rooting of the plants. A little bit deeper at the back, but not too much. We're not looking for that crazy depth perspective that we'd go for with a sort of an aquascape. But we've got the sand in, and now it's time to add the magical ingredient, the botanicals, the leaves, the twigs, the seed pods, that kind of thing. So let's have a look at those. So here we have our little bowl of botanicals. So at home, I took a few of these selection of twigs and leaves and seed pods and things home, and I actually boiled them. Not too much of a crazy boil, but you should be able to see from these images that we put them on a nice simmer, probably for about 10 minutes, then changed the water, another sort of 5 or 10 minutes, did that 2 or 3 times, just to get the most of the tannins out. We do want a bit of tint in the water, but we don't want it too crazy. I'm hoping all these things will sink, or at least be quite quick to sink. We've got some leaves, some kaya leaves. We've got Manzanita twigs. There's various little seed pods, older cones. different pods. We may break some of these up because I don't want these looking too big in there. We've got this big ram's horn seed pod here, which we'll probably break up, use little bits of it. But this should form the basis of our leaf litter substrate. This is going to be a great place for fish to hide in, to peck around in. We may get some kind of bottom feeders or something in there just to hide amongst the leaf litter. We'll do a bit more research into the biotope. But yeah, I'm excited to get these in. So let's get started. Okay, so I've decided I'm going to fill up the tank before we put the botanicals in. That way we can get a nice sort of scatter along there and we don't risk sort of disturbing all the leaves and stuff when we pour the water in. So let's fill it up, time lapse. So the tank's filled up. The little bit of wood at the back did float up, but I kind of wedged it back in there, which is fine. I did put a rock on this big bit because I was getting a bit nervous as I was filling it. I thought maybe that'll float. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put my hand in and sort of just test, lift that rock up, see whether I see any movement in the wood. I'm hoping it won't. It seems pretty solid, but if it does start to float, I can put the rock back down and we can just leave it to soak, and hopefully overnight that'll be waterlogged enough for me to remove the rock. But we'll give it a go now. Place your bets, will it float? Okay, that's good news. It didn't float. Can't see any movement from it at all, so fingers crossed that'll be okay. Right, so the time has come to add the botanicals. So I've not filled the water right up, so I can get my hand in there and move about without it sloshing too much. We've fitted the filter, but I'll talk about that in a moment. We're going to get the botanicals in. I think what I might do is just go for like a scatter approach, almost like let them sink down, see where they lay, and then do some adjustments afterwards, break up some bits, and just sort of see how it looks and adjust as we go. So let's try it. Alright, so they're in, and already I absolutely love it, but we are just going to have a little shuffle around in here, get things laying flat, as though it's all just come to rest at the bottom of the river and accumulated over time. So as these leaves break down, they're all going to break down at different rates. So some of the pods and twigs will last longer, the leaves will break down quicker, and you'll start to see a build-up of sort of sediment. Little broken bits of twig will build up, and it will start to look really, really natural. This bit of wood at the back does not want to sink, does not want to stay in place, so I may just leave it to float overnight and then wedge it back in the morning. We'll see if it stays there. But I'm just loving the textures, and you can just imagine all the little fish picking for little morsels, little crustaceans in amongst the leaf litter. Trying to make sure these twigs and stuff are laying correctly. and you can still see the sand sort of poking through. That's going to move again. Okay. So let's take a little closer look at the riverbed we've created. See all these mixture of textures and colours. I'm going to put a black background on here just to give it some depth. I think this is going to be great. You can see already the water's starting to tint. This is what we want to create that beautiful, authentic nature biotope style. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to turn the filter on, get this running. We've got some cycled media in there, so as soon as the water's up to temperature in the morning we'll do some tests and hopefully we'll be ready for fish. So in my excitement I forgot to add the plants. That's good for a planted tank enthusiast. So we've got this Cryptocorini petii, which is a fairly small crypt species. We're just going to use one pot. We should get 2 or 3 plants out of this. We're just going to put a couple of little crypts into the sand just to give it some life in there, hopefully use up a little bit of nitrates or whatever. So let's add this now. So we're running the beautiful Superfish stainless steel filter pipes on here. This one's got the adjustable head so you can change the direction of the flow. Nice clean fit. And with the filter we're running is the Oase Filtosmart Thermo 100. So this is rated up to 100 litres. It's got a built-in heater, which is great because it means you don't have to have anything in the tank to heat the water. Nice and easy to clean. So that's the filtration system. So thanks everybody for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something from it. And yeah, I'm really excited to get some fish in here. I'm going to put them in tomorrow, providing the water's all stable. And yeah, get this beautiful biotope style Blackwater aquarium finished. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. I'm a little bit gutted that I hadn't set up more of these tanks up until now, but I'm definitely feeling this one. It's really, really nice. I'm really, really happy with it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Ask any questions, any hints and tips would be gratefully received. I'll try and answer and reply to all comments. So it'd be great to hear your opinions and thoughts in the comments section. It'd be great if you could like the video as well and subscribe to the channel. Like I say, we've got a few more of these coming. We're going to do updates, regular update videos on these aquariums. So it would be great if you could subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.